What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Tiny, and I'm back with another video. So today, before I even start what I'm doing today, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that freaking bell notification so you'll be notified every time I post a video. So today I'm gonna be talking about what was I supposed to be talking about? My labor and delivery. That's what I'm supposed to be talking about. Okay, we're gonna talk about that. Okay, on September 3rd, at school I started having contractions. So it was like bad contractions, but it wasn't that bad. But it was bad. Like I was like I didn't feel sick. Why would I say sick? But I didn't feel sick. Okay, so September 3rd, my contractions started, and I went to the nurse, and the nurse was checking she was checking me or whatever, and she was like, yeah, I can see that you're having pain, because she did the little pressure thing. Okay, y'all, this is a new day for you. Okay, so the nurse put the pressure thing on me. She was like, yeah, I can tell that you're having pain. And so she called my mom. My mom came and picked me up. She took me to the hospital. And so I was having contractions there, and it seemed like it got better. And so I was in triage, and they had checked how dilated I am. And they said that I was only 2 centimeters. So they said, we're gonna watch you. We're gonna watch you for about an hour or so. So this hour turned into hours, and so we stayed there till 6 in the morning. And they was like, you can go home because you're still only 2 centimeters. And I was like, okay. So we went home, and all day I was good. I slept, and then after that, it was around 10 o'clock p.m. My contractions got worse. Like, oh my God, like it was hurting. And I went to the bathroom. My mucus plug was coming out. Like, it was coming out, and I was like, okay. I asked my mom, do you think I should call the doctor? And she was like, yeah, call them to see if they wanted you to go in or not. So I went in. The doctor over the phone, she was like, how bad is your contractions from 1 to 10? And my contractions were bad. Like, they came every 5 minutes. And so she was like, just go in right now. So I was like, okay, I'll go in. And so when I went in, my contractions got worse and worse and worse. So I was like, okay. I was like hurting bad, like bad. Then after that, I gotta remember, this is 6 months. Well, not 6 months. Yeah, 6 months ago. Anyway, after that, I went to a room in triage, and they checked how dilated I am again, and I was 3 centimeters. And at Parkland, cause I had her at Parkland Hospital. And at Parkland, they say you have to be 3 centimeters to be admitted in the hospital. So I was 3 centimeters, so I got admitted. And it was October 4th. It was like, not October, September 4th then. And she was like, okay, I was still 3 centimeters. And then I turned 4 centimeters. And she was like, your baby's heart rate is going down. And I got scared. Like, I thought something bad was going to happen. But no, she was like, we're going to turn you on your side and put a peanut ball, those little balls. We're going to put a peanut ball between your legs. So I did that for like a little bit. And then my contractions were like getting worse and worse. And she checked me again, and I was still 4 centimeters. And 1 second, y'all. Okay, y'all, I got interrupted, but what was that? Okay, I know, I was 4 centimeters. And I was asking for the epidural, and they was like, okay, I'm gonna put an order in for you. And at this time, I didn't know they were changing shifts, and they didn't tell me that they were changing shifts. So I didn't know that they had to put a whole nother order in for me to get an epidural. So they came in the room. My mom was getting mad because I was in pain. You know, mother doesn't like when their kids are in pain. So she was mad because they were taking too long to give me the epidural. And once I got the epidural, I was like so scared, but I was like, give it to me now, like put it in my bag, like I'm hurting. And so she was like, sit on the end of the bed and put your hands in front of you. And she was holding my hands in front of me. And the lady was, I felt the numbing part, but it didn't hurt as much as the contractions. So I'm like, this ain't nothing compared to these contractions. And so she was holding my hands. And like when I had contractions, I had to like sit up like this. Like I was like that. She was like, don't move. And she was holding my hands. I was like, I have to sit up. And she was like, no, just scrunch over or something. Don't mind my language. Not language, but how I talk. I just talk like this. Thank you. Anyway, so she was holding my hands, and I was like, okay, I can take this. So she was like, breathe in and out. And I was like, okay. I breathed in and out, and then I like, it was just over like that. And after it was over, she was like, you're probably gonna have about 2 more contractions until the epidural kick in. So I'm like, okay, I can take 2 contractions. I can take those 2. And so those 2 came, and after that, like, I just felt like I couldn't feel my feet. And she was like, wiggle your toes. And I was like, I can't wiggle my toes. I couldn't feel nothing from up here down. I couldn't feel nothing from there down. And so after that, they put the same peanut ball under my legs because they was like, her heart rate is dropping again. So they put the peanut back under there, and I went to sleep for a couple hours. So by this time it was like 10, and then the doctors were rushing in. They was like, we had to check your cervix again. So they checked my cervix, and I was 8 centimeters. And then they stayed in the room for about 30 minutes, and then I was like, oh my God, you're ready. You're like 10 centimeters now. I was like, that quick? And I was like, okay, I can do this. I was scared. Like, I was really scared to push. But then the first push, I was like, okay, I can do this. I wasn't tired or nothing because I took a nap. And that was good. So they was like, do you want to see her head? So they bring a mirror. And I was like, oh my God, she has a lot of hair. And they was like, they pulled her hair. And so after that, I started pushing. And they was like, do you want to see her head? I told you this. And I was like, I seen her head or whatever. And after that, they was like, you're going to feel a lot of pressure. And so I was like, okay. And the pressure didn't even hurt. Like, some people would be like, oh, when your baby's coming out, like, the pressure hurts more than the contractions. And I was like, it didn't hurt that much to me. And after she came out, she was like gray. She looked gray. And then she turned purple. And then she turned like regular color. And then after that, so they didn't put her on my chest right away because they said that she had a fever. So they took her to like the little bed little thing that the baby was getting. They took her to that, and they control her fever or whatever. So I was like, okay, now she's good. And then I got to hold her, and my mom was over there scared, and my sister didn't want to have to hold my legs, and my sister was pregnant, and my sister was holding my legs, and my mom was scared. Told me, so no, I can't do it, and she was crying. And after that, we had went to the recovering room. First, we had to stay in the labor and delivery room because they have to fix the room up before you go into the recovering room. And so after we went into the recovering room, I slept with her not slept with her, but she was like on the side of me. She stayed with me for one night, and then the next day they said we have to take her to the NICU because she has an affection from the fever. And I was like, how can that happen? But okay. So I was crying because I didn't want my baby to go to the NICU. So they was like, but you can go down there and see her anytime you want. And I was like, okay, that's fine with me. And so like every day until she got out, I was in the NICU with her. And I didn't tear or nothing, like I was good. But I had to be in there in time for lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I had to be in my room in time to take my medicine. Or they would call it NICU for me to go to my room to take my medicine, then I can go back. So after that, the day that she was so we stayed there about 7 days, and the day that I was getting out, the day that I got out, I went to the NICU, and I wasn't feeling good like at all. Like I kept getting hot and cold, and I was just sleepy and all that. And then the NICU doctor, she was like, maybe we should check your temperature. And so I was like, okay. And my temperature was 103. And she was like, you can't be in the NICU if your temperature is 103 because you can give it to your baby and your baby can spread it to the other babies. So she was like, you either can go home or go to the ER. So I went to the ER. Just because I didn't know what's wrong with me and I didn't want to like die or nothing. So they took me to the women's side or something like that. They took me to the women's side where but they took me to the women's side, and they was like, you still had a little piece of placenta left in you. And I was like, oh Lord, I could have died. But yeah. And after that, they had me on antibiotics for 24 hours, but I didn't stay the whole 24 hours because my mom wanted me out of the hospital, and they can't keep you in the hospital. But my doctor said that I could go because I was feeling better, and they seen that I was progressing. I didn't have nothing else wrong with me, so they said I could go home if I wanted to. So, and my daughter was getting out of the NICU that same day, so she was getting out of the NICU, and it was like she can go home. So I was like, yeah, I want to go home because she's getting out the NICU and I don't want to stay here with her. So we had went home that night, and she did not want to sleep. She did not like her bassinet. She didn't like her crib. She didn't like none of that. So she had to sleep with me. But I made sure that she was good because she cried. Like, she wake up and cry every 2 to 3 hours for milk or a diaper change. So I was like so tired and everything like that. But yeah, that's my labor delivery story. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit that bell. Hit that bell notification so you'll be notified every time we post a video. And goodbye.